And joining me from Ferguson, Missouri is Bishop Harry Jackson. Bishop Jackson, thanks so much for joining me.
Well, you're very welcome, Jamie. Good to be with you.
Can you share a little bit with me briefly about what you were seeing being there on the ground?
I think what I'm seeing here is a lot of Black frustration. Certainly, last night is not just a response to a verdict. In my opinion, it's a response to a lifetime of anxiety, problems, and frustrations.
But when we look at this situation, Bishop Jackson, why are the views in this case so different between white Americans and Black Americans?
Well, I smile only because we're dealing with the fact that Blacks know that driving while Black is a real phenomenon, that driving while Black is a problem, meaning you're going to get stopped more. USA Today had an article last week that said as many as 3 times the arrest of African Americans, or in some places 10 times as many arrests of African Americans as other folk. Now, that kind of issue brings a question: is justice really blind in America, or does justice see color, see gender, see socioeconomic status?
Well, I appreciate the fact that you just mentioned that, because I want to quote President Obama's speech the night of that we received news from the grand jury, and he said, quote, "First and foremost, we are a nation built on the rule of law, and so we need to accept that this decision was the grand jury's to make." So do you feel that the grand jury in their decision honored justice?
I do think so. I think some point we have got to go with the rule of law instead of how we feel. And I believe we need to separate out the structural issues of what's going on here.
Why is it that we're seeing so many who are looting? Why is it that we're seeing so many who are setting cars on fire? Why is this the reaction to what many perceive as injustice? Why have what we're seeing, the images that we're seeing through the media?
Well, I think there is a huge class problem going on in America among minorities. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z are no longer in your typical Black category. I think that we've got people like President Obama. He's making $400,000 a year and living in a house for free. So we've got all kinds of disparity. We've got chairmen of major corporations. So I think we're on a journey toward a colorblind society in terms of your color won't keep you back.
Right, but doesn't that go beyond race? And again, if that is the understanding, if that is the motion behind what we're seeing in Ferguson, why allow that emotion to show the way it's been shown? Again, with the looting, again, with setting cars on fire, with setting businesses on fire.
You can't justify all that. I mean, I, as a Christian, believe that those things are the wrong way to go. Forgiveness and due process is the better way to go. I don't think that what was done was right, but I understand why it was done.
Bishop Harry Jackson, thank you so much for joining me from Ferguson.
Thank you, Jamie Jackson.